Hey everyone, this is another episode of Unedited, No BS. I haven't done a video in about a week or so, so let's just jump right into it then. So let's start off with my background. Short, that's it. What TLDR, too long didn't read or too long didn't watch. Um, this guy, his name is Investor Corey, ripped me off for $3,000. He promised me some coaching, he promised me trades, and it didn't live up to what I expected and pretty much didn't give me any coaching. So I asked more money back. He hasn't given it to me yet. So let's go into one of his videos. These are just going to be blind video watches. I haven't seen any of his videos. As you can see, if I've seen his videos, it'll have this red bar. That means it shows you, see? So these are all blind watches. I haven't seen any, so let's go with the one he did. Retire on SoFi using leaps. 3,000% gains fast. I don't know. Let's find out. Probably some advertisement on Vanguard. Let's go over some of his recently new. So, yes, let's read before we start. Hi Corey, great video. I'm not sure whiteboards though. He has whiteboards? Oh, I guess it's probably his backgrounds. What happens if you actually hold, let's say, 500 shares of SoFi? You buy leaps, then sell cover calls, where your actual shares get called away, or your leaps if it goes in more. Man, he should answer this question. So, if you own 500 shares of SoFi, you buy leaps, sell cover calls. If they get called away, you're most likely you'll call away. If I were you, you'll probably I would try to execute or try, because usually it'll get exercised. Most likely they'll try to take away your shares. I've never actually had both shares and sell cover calls. If I were you, you're gonna do sell. You might as well just do the cover calls on both your 500 shares and your what do you call it, poor man's cover calls. That's what I would say. But let's watch this video since we're here.
I want to show you how you can utilize SoFi to make money consistently, safely, and passively. This is going to be a step-by-step guide to take a great stock that has a very safe range and exploit this in the stock to make consistent money. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it step by step. Don't worry about subscribing, liking, or looking for the coaching and Discord link. We will get to that.
This is definitely a copy from Tom Nash.
Very soon. Let's dive right into the video at hand. First off, we want to pick a really good stock. What better stock than SoFi? A stock that has done very well.
So I want to make sure Tom Nash just says, don't click nothing, don't buy nothing, just watch. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but he is trying to sell you something. So this guy's just copying another gimmick from another YouTuber.
Has a lot of future growth and a lot of potential, but also has a range that we know very well, and the stock moves within that range. This is a great stock to do it on. It's the perfect example. I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know from the technical analysis, entry, exit, and exactly how to set it up. Let's dive.
I notice he doesn't slap the notebook down on the table like Tom Nash does. So yeah, he used to do that quite often. And then I notice he doesn't want to do. Oh, that's my phone. Alright, it's cool. Alright, let's continue watching.
Right in. So here we are looking at SoFi. You can see that the price has rejected heavily on the $10 level, $10.50 level. If we scroll to the left here, we will see that there is a lot of consolidation and support in this area, which is around $10 to $11. And there is a little bit of a dip here that went down to just under 10, but there's going to be a lot of support in this area right here. So from 10.50 to about 11.30, there's a lot of support. This happens when investors sell and the stock drops, then they end up buying in at a dip. And not only that, it's not just dollar cost averaging or buying the dip. There's other investors that sold in this range, and then when the stock run, they said exactly what you were thinking. So
Alright, so what he's trying to pretty much explain is when people make money, they sell, so that becomes resistance, and then when people buy at certain areas, that becomes support. So, alright, so what he's trying to explain is this, here, that, okay, that's what I'm getting at.
The reason why this is support right here is mainly because investors, people like you and I, who sold earlier, are getting back in. For example, in a situation like this, the stock comes up and then a lot of people sell, it drops, and then it starts to run. When this happens, they are thinking the same thing you are thinking. I teach this to my students in Discord all the time. It's psychology. You've said it. I know you have. The stock runs and you're like, oh man, I sold at 11.20 and the stock is at 12.50. If the stock ever drops back down to $12 or 11.50 again, I will buy it. You know you've said it. I do. We've all done it, which means when the stock drops back down to this range, those investors like you and I are buying the stock, and there's a lot of support there. And like I said, this is what I explain to my students in the Discord all the time. If it's something you're interested in and you're enjoying this video and you want to learn more strategies just like this, you can sign up at investwithcorey.com. Links in the information box below. So what we're doing is we're going to look over here and see the support.
So he also looks like he uses a lot of RSI. So he uses, looks like at the 40 is his line. I would say I'd rather do it at 30 or 20. This is a little, 40 is not like good enough. I guess he's more aggressive with his buys.
That happened. We can see that the stock has come all the way up and it's now crossing over the 100-day. What we're looking for is a bounce of technical analysis off of the 100-day, but there's other things to look at as well. But not only that, we're looking at the 10-day, which is the orange line here, crossing over the 20-day, which is the blue line. That has happened, and now they've both crossed over or in the middle of crossing over the 100-day. And this consolidation almost confirms it. Not quite, but we're very close. Once we see a big green candle or a little bit of a pullback and a bounce again off this 100-day, it becomes even stronger. And when the 10 and the 20 cross over the 100, which they're in process of doing right now. When we go to the 30-minute chart, we can see this has happened. And on the 15, as you'd imagine, on the 5 as well. Typically when trading, we look for the 1 and the 5, then the 15. Once that happens, we go to the 30. Once it's crossed over 10 and 20, and they've crossed over the 100, and there is support and bullish divergence, which right now there's bearish on the 30-minute, which means there's rejection. And once we get to the 1 hour, we see it's in process, but there's a lot of resistance. If the stock bounces here and doesn't go much below the 100-day and then continues to move up a little bit and consolidate, we have ourselves an uptrend. And we confirm this bias and this strength by looking at the 4 hour when that happens. Once this has completely happened on the 1 hour, we wait for the 4 hour. So we can see that we're still not there on the 4 hour. We're still in process on the 1 hour, but we can also dollar cost average our leap options. So let's take a look at SoFi. We want to buy a leap option that is deep in the money, around 65 to 70 delta, meaning every time the stock goes up $1, the option will go up 65 cents to 70 cents, which is really good. We also want lots of time on these options, and a lot of you will ask, what do we do if the option starts to lose value if the stock goes down? Well, you dollar cost average. If you have an option on SoFi that's, let's say, $1,000 going out a year, and then the stock drops and you buy that same strike price option and it's now worth 500 and you buy another one, you now have two at an average price of 750. So if the stock goes down and the option price value goes down, you dollar cost average it like shares. This way you can sell covered calls that are lower. In an example, just briefly, if you buy, let's say, going out to January of 2026, let's say you buy a call option that is $10, which is 74 delta. This is really good. It's $410. If the stock was to drop $2, then this option right here would be worth what the $12 option's worth, give or take 300. You'd lose $100. So you would buy two of those options.
Still explaining how to do leap options. I guess with him, dollar cost averaging is the same as you buying a single stock. I guess he's trying to explain to you in a way where if you buy leaps, I guess looks like for him it's up to January, so that's an 8-monther for $310. So I guess that's not too bad for 100 shares. That usually would probably end up costing you $1,200.
Options, which means you would have two options at 300, which is 600, and one option at 4. That's 1,000 divided by 3, giving you an average price of 333. This is very important because this will give you a better dollar cost average on these leap options, meaning your break-even price originally would have been $14 because it's a $10 leap to exercise for the shares, but you paid $400, so you need to make $14 on a covered call in order to break even. But dollar cost averaging brings you down to $3.33. So if you sold $14 covered calls, then you would make 70 cents per share essentially. So that's where the power of dollar cost averaging is, because this way, if the stock goes down and you average your cost down with more leap options, you can sell lower covered calls to collect more premium. And that option I just told you at $14. So if this was to play out and you bought a $10 leap for $400 and then the stock dropped $2 and you bought two more dollar cost averaging them for $3 each, then this would give you a $3.33 average, allowing you to sell.
So he's pretty much explaining how by dollar cost averaging you don't end up costing as much. Same thing as how stocks works, DCA, but now you're doing on leaps and stuff. I think you pretty much. I think he stole this from another guy. If I could find out what his name was, I'll probably bring it. I think his name is Matt Giano. Matt Giano. I think he dollar cost average leaps. I think if I can find it. Wonder dollar cost average leaps. DCA leaps. I don't remember. I can remember. I think. Let's see. Matt Gianna leaps. Yeah, this guy talks about dollar cost averaging on his leaps. I watched one of his videos. I should probably do, some videos on some other people who have some pretty good ideas on how to do leaps. But basically, yeah. I feel like this guy just copies other
Covered
people.
calls at 14 plus the covered call premium, you'll end up making around $1 per share. So this could be a $300 profit on only a $1,000 investment. That's 30% return in as little as a week or two. It's a very strong strategy with dollar cost averaging. So let's go ahead and see.
You know what? I think this guy took a lot of my advice. I have a feeling that either somebody told him how to make a new video or he's been watching. He hasn't sold anything. 7-8 minutes. Explaining how to do it very thoroughly. It's gone much better, but I'm pretty sure still selling his courses. Let me see. Probably starts around. Yeah, he starts selling his courses in 15 mark. This guy has improved. Not trying to scam people, but he still scammed me. I still want my money. Maybe he's not as scammy as he used to be, but I'm still calling him a scammer.
That is only going to grow long term. So the longer you go out on the leap option, the safer this is going to be because you have more time, which is why I recommended January of 2026. But you can also do February, March, April, May, June, anytime during the.
Yep, he's still selling. Looks like what? These are probably really old.
Spring or summer.
These are probably really old pictures.
Summer of 2026.
Wait, let's see. Yeah, these are from January. Dude, these are old pictures.
Giving you even.
This one, when was this one? December 13th? Yeah, this is from 4 months ago almost. 3 months. Yeah. Yeah, he's using these.
Time on theta decay, and if the stock was to.
Yep, still look old. I remember, look, August 31st. September, still using the same.
And this is what
pictures.
I teach my students in Discord all the time. You can see the profits on the screen that my students have been making, and I teach them this exact type of strategy. This is just one of
these 6 weeks. He's still using the same guy to sell. This guy's still selling the same stuff. Alright, okay. Let's see what the comments say. Just sold 14 call for March. My base is $13.50. Alright, so he's still overpaid because I think SoFi's like $13 right now. Yeah, he's probably underwater as well. Yeah. A lot of his videos are just trying to sell people on stuff. Alright, I'm gonna start doing more other videos. I might do an Andrew Jink or Graham Stefan or Invest with Henry. You know what? Let's do another one on Invest with Corey after this. But anyways, if you like this video, you gotta subscribe. But yeah, I'm just telling you, Invest with Corey. You haven't watched him yet, or you haven't heard of him. He's pretty much a scammer. He tries to sell you courses. He tries to sell you on coaching. But when I got into it, he didn't give me a coaching session, and he didn't fulfill on his, I guess, I would say, trades that are safe that he makes every week or every monthly. Just not very good. And plus he has like what I think he has two weekly live Zooms. I think, if I remember, it was one on Monday and one on Thursday, I believe. And they're usually like about a few hours after market opens, so I would say about 2 hours after. They're just him, I don't know, just saying the market's a scam, or they're just trying, or the market makers are trying to get you. Doesn't really offer very much useful information sometimes. Most of his free videos like this are pretty good though. Like this one, I don't have very much bad things to say based on this so far. I think it's a copy though. I think he copied most of the information from someone else. I really feel like he copied Matt Gianna pretty much. But other than that, please subscribe and watch more videos if you like videos like this. Thank you and have a good one.